Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Yeah, welcome to the show. This is Smoke the Competition. I'm your host, Eric Sojash. Thank you for checking us out. It's greatly appreciated. Please subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on Twitter at Sojash Sports. Today's episode, I'm breaking down NFL Week 16. We only got a couple weeks left in the season. Can't believe how fast it went by. We're going to break down your point spread picks for this week. We got the special matchup on Christmas Day. We got 3 games we want to talk about there as well. Happy holidays to everybody out there. We're also going to jump into our best bets. And last but not least, we're going to talk about your fantasy football lineups. Semifinals are here. We're trying to get to the finals, give you some tips, some advice to help you win these games, get you in those finals. I got 3 leagues that I'm trying to do the same thing in. So yeah, once again, it's NFL. It's Week 16. I'm Eric Sojash. This is Smoke the Competition. Let's go. Let's break down your Week 16 picks against the spread. First game I'm breaking down is between Indianapolis Colts and those Atlanta Falcons. We got the Colts traveling to Atlanta. This is a big matchup for both teams. They both have playoff aspirations on the line. The loser of this matchup might just fall out of favor for the playoff rankings. So it's a big game, even though these aren't some of the big marquee teams. I'm going to go with the road team here. I just think Gardner Minshew and Indianapolis Colts have been playing more consistent all year long. I like their play calling on offense. On the flip side of the ball, I cannot stand what Atlanta does on offense. Hate the play calling, hate the inconsistency, hate the quarterback play. Not going to bet on it, just can't trust it. Even though they're at home and they do play a lot better at home, I'd rather lose my money betting against them than bet on them and have to suffer through another Atlanta debacle. So I'll bet on the Colts, Gardner Minshew, some Minshew magic. Take the Colts at +3. Next matchup is between the Seattle Seahawks and those Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is one of those teams that just doesn't know how to quit. Even though they're out of favor, they're not making the playoffs, the season's a wash, they're still a team that comes to battle. That's a testament to Coach Vrabel. I think once again they're going to come to battle here. It's a big game for them. I can see them showing up, showing out, running the ball, doing everything they can to get this win. But I'm still going with the Seahawks on this one. Despite everything I just said, I think Seattle has a little bit more to play for, and they're going to do so. They came off a big win over the Eagles at home, and I think they're going to follow that up and find a way to get this win. There's something brewing over there with Geno Smith and Drew Lock. They got each other's back. The quarterback play has been better of late, and I think they're going to do enough to win this game. I'm taking Seattle -2.5 on the road. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions. They're taking on the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. This is a great matchup, battle of division rivals. I flipped back and forth on this one. Ended up going with Detroit. Jared Goff in a dome is much better than Jared Goff outside. This is a dome, even though it's a road game. I'm going to go with Detroit in that offense to get rolling, clicking. Should be a high-scoring game. I can see them putting up over 30 here. Let's go Lions, -2.5 on the road. Next up, we got the New York Jets hosting the Washington Commanders. This is another tough game. 2 ugly teams. Both teams coming off ugly games last week. Don't really like the direction that either team is trending in. At the end of the day, I'm going with Washington here at +3. Not really sure why, just kind of gut feeling. Don't know who's playing quarterback for the Jets, and that's never a good thing. Aaron Rodgers came off IR. He's still not ready to play. Don't think he's going to play this season. Zach Wilson isn't playing this week, so it's going to be tough for the Jets, as it has been all year, to throw the ball. I'll go with Washington, keep the game close. Even if the Jets win, we'll take the Commanders at +3. Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers traveling to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. Panthers coming off their second win of the season. I think that's as high as they're going to get all year long. I know Green Bay's banged up. They're going to be missing 2 of their top receivers. I can see them leaning on the run game, leaning on their defense, playing a tight game here, and finding a way to victory. I am scared of the line being at 4 points here. They might not be able to cover that with the lack of explosiveness on offense this week, but I can't bet on Carolina and Bryce Young, so I'll take Green Bay at -4 to find a way to get this victory, probably something around 17-12. In the last game on Sunday for the early games, we got the Cleveland Browns traveling to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. this game was any other time of the year and CJ Stroud was set to play, I would probably go with the hometown Texans in this. But because CJ is going to miss his second straight game due to that concussion, I'm going with the Cleveland Browns and their defense to find a way to win behind Joe Flacco. I do think the Joe Flacco show is going to calm down here. D'Amico Ryans will find a way to slow him down with his vantage defense. However, Cleveland's defense is going to be too much for Case Keenum and that Houston offense. So I'm going with Cleveland on the road to get the victory. Stefanski is going to put in another bid for Coach of the Year here. We'll take Cleveland at -3. Kicking off our afternoon games, we got a Battle of Florida between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be a really good game, ladies and gentlemen. Low-key could be the best game on the weekend. I know everybody's hyped for that Baltimore-San Fran game, but this game has playoff implications. Two quarterbacks that have been playing pretty good of late. Two offenses that have been pretty good all season. I can see this being a high-scoring battle between Baker Mayfield and Trevor Lawrence. I'm going with the Jaguars, taking Trevor Lawrence coming off that concussion. He just has something about him, that grit, that toughness. He finds his way to battle back and play in every single game. And when he does, he finds ways to get the job done. I'll take Trevor Lawrence in a pick'em game on the road. Moving along with those afternoon games, we have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Chicago Bears. That's Kyler Murray taking on Justin Fields. Should be another explosive game. Quarterbacks that can scramble, run, make big plays, get a touchdown out of anywhere. They can have a 50-yard run or a 50-yard bomb. I can't wait to check in on this game. Plus, it's got huge fantasy implications. I definitely have Justin Fields in one league. With all that said, I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals on this at +4. I think they're going to be able to keep this game close, even though Chicago's defense has been playing good of late. This looks like a back-and-forth affair where Chicago should get the win, but I don't see a blowout. I'll take Arizona at +4. Next up, we got a battle here of two fantastic teams looking to win their division, looking to win their conference, looking to make deep playoff runs, but also two teams that everybody has huge questions about. Can they win on the road? Can they win against good teams? Can they beat the big dogs when they show up and they have to face somebody that's equal or better? Well, we're going to have a chance to answer that question on Sunday afternoon between the Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins. Can't wait to see this matchup between Dak and Tua. I'm going to go with the hometown here. If it was in Dallas, I'd be going with Dallas. Because it's in Miami and the way that defense has been playing of late, I'll take the Dolphins, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Tua at -2 to get the job done at home. Moving along, we got the New England Patriots traveling to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson, Sean Payton, and those Broncos look like they've been playing much better of late. However, there's still a lot of dysfunction in that room. The way Sean Payton went at Russell Wilson last week was very uncomfortable to watch. It seems like Sean Payton does not have a lot of respect for Russell. Not too sure what that's all about. But it doesn't bode well for a team that doesn't have a ton of talent. Even though New England struggled all year, they're still going to fight for Bill Belichick. The season is wrapping up. I'm going to go with New England to keep the game close. +7. 7 points is too much for Denver to cover. I'll take New England to keep this one nice and close. Hopping over to those Christmas games. Happy holidays to everybody. Can't wait for this game. This is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City comes in as huge hometown favorites, -10.5. They have a history of beating up on Vegas. Patrick Mahomes has a great record against Las Vegas. All that bodes well for the Chiefs, and I do think they'll get this win, but 10.5 is just too much for me. I'll lay the 10 points on the Raiders. They should be able to keep it close here. Max Crosby and that defense behind the new coach and Pierce, I think they're going to play some tough defense. Mahomes in that offense has struggled to be consistent. I think that'll continue on Christmas Day. They will get the win, but I don't see absolute domination. Let's go Vegas. Let's go Raiders, +10.5. Another Christmas Day special. We got the New York Giants traveling to Philly, take on my Philadelphia Eagles. Coming off a putrid loss to those Seattle Seahawks. The Eagles definitely should have won that game. If you watched it, it looked like they completely gave that game away. Gave up a 90-yard drive to Drew Lock. Probably hasn't done that since high school. Just quite embarrassing overall to see what happened at the end of that game. Now you have Jalen Hurts talking in the media about commitment and focus and all these other things that are lacking in the Eagles' locker room. With all that said, I think the Eagles are going to bounce back, get a big win at home on Christmas Day. But 13.5 is just too much. I can see Dable and his defense and the offense just doing enough to keep this game within 7 points. I'll lay the 13.5 on the Giants to keep it close, but the Eagles will get the win. And last but not least, we're going to break down the Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. This is a battle of the two powerhouses, two best teams in the NFL right now, and arguably the two best quarterbacks playing right now, with Brock Purdy playing at an MVP level and Lamar Jackson literally carrying his Baltimore Ravens week in and week out. I'm going to go with Baltimore here. 6 points is disrespectful to me. I know those 49ers are the cream of the crop. I watched them beat the absolute shit out of my Eagles, and it was hard to watch. With that said, Baltimore is not my Eagles. Baltimore can play defense. Baltimore can control the clock. Baltimore can run the ball. They should have an undefeated record. I've watched every game this year. There's no reason the Ravens should have lost any game. With good coaching and good timing, they would have won every game in my opinion. No shots at Harbaugh, but that's just how I see it. This team, with the right mindset and with the right approach, should be able to beat anybody. I think they can keep this game close enough. San Fran probably will get the win. They are at home, but I can see the Baltimore Ravens and Action Jackson keeping this game close. I'll take the Ravens at +6.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Give us a follow. Once again, subscribe to the channel. I'm Eric Sojash. Peace, love. Let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Wheezy. The card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.